Welcome to Trail Recon. I'm Brad, and we are returning back to Baja California, where it has been about 2 years since we've been down here, and I have missed coming down here because this is just in our backyard and there's so many great places to explore. So I'm here with some of my good friends. We met up this morning, got our driver's insurance, some pesos, made sure everything was squared away. Marco just kind of gave us a little driver's meeting to make sure we all knew what to expect. And then we passed through the border, and Marco had to pull over, get a little inspection, but no worries, they're just doing their job. Gonna ask you a couple questions. But now we are passing through Tijuana, which, you know, really we just try to get through here pretty quick and get down past here, and then things get really nice. We're gonna be going down into Ensenada, hitting up one of our favorite spots for lunch. Then there's a fish market nearby. We're gonna get some fresh fish, and then we're gonna be cooking up some great chow on the beach tonight at La Bufador, which is one of our favorite spots. And then what I am really excited for is over the next couple days, we are gonna be going further south on the Pacific side, hitting up some trails, hitting up some camp spots on the beach, places I've never been to before. There's so much to see here in Baja, and I love coming down here, and I'm so thankful you guys are joining us for this adventure. The drive from the US border to Ensenada is just a little under 2 hours, and once you clear the border town, the ocean views come into view and are worth stopping and taking a few moments just to soak it all in. We did pass the toll road station along the way, which is only $2 US, and then eventually made our way into Ensenada. Ensenada is a beautiful coastal city with a population of just over 522,000. It's a popular destination for tourists, the starting place of the Baja 500 and 1000, and well known for its laid-back atmosphere. We were in search of our favorite restaurant, which we just found out had moved to a new location. El Prima Nava has some great seafood, but they also offer secured parking, which we really appreciate. I think part of any overland adventure should include stopping and experiencing some of the local restaurants, historical sites, and popular destinations. Now, I know we all enjoy hitting trails and camping in very remote locations, but be sure to take in some of the local culture along the way. The food here is so good and worth the stop every time.
Brad, it's been a year.
Seems like it's been longer than that, buddy. It's been a long time. I love this restaurant. They just moved here 2 weeks ago. The best seafood. Next, we made a quick stop to the local fish market where you will find almost any fresh seafood from the Pacific that you could possibly want. Marco knew exactly what he wanted, and in short order, he had some fresh fish in hand for tonight's dinner and tomorrow's lunch. Now, with full bellies and fresh seafood in hand, it's time to make our way to our favorite campsite just to the south. Marco, we're back in the Bufador, buddy.
Oh man, I'm so excited to be here.
Beautiful, dude.
Oh, dude, it's amazing.
All right, you grab some fish at the market. What's for dinner?
Ceviche and tuna quesadillas.
Oh, dude.
Smoked tuna.
Heck yeah, I cannot wait. After a little exploring around the area and soaking up the beautiful scenery, everyone got to work setting up their campsites. This will be the second trip I've used this James Brood tent so far, and I'm really pleased with it. And what I like most is that finally my ladder and bedding can be stored inside. Oh, and Paula and David brought along their pups on this trip, and this was the first time I had seen both Sedona and Anza since our Rim Rocker trip, and man, have they grown over the last couple months. There's some big pups for sure. With a little chill in the air, we got the campfire going, and Marco began to work his magic. Using nothing but fresh ingredients, he began peeling, slicing, and dicing, squeezing several limes, and adding the perfect amount of flavors and spice. He really is the master when it comes to ceviche. I haven't had any as good as his anywhere.
It doesn't get much better here. That is a simple fact. Marco's Ceviche, coastal camping. This is the life.
So good. Within like a minute of us having the tent.
Good morning, buddy. How'd you sleep?
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
With this view, man, and listening to those waves hitting the rocks, amazing.
Nice. What do you got going on the Scala this morning?
We're gonna have smoked marlin quesadillas.
Okay, all right. It already smells good, dude. That smells delicious. But I am a little worried, buddy. I think we're gonna get wet.
Yes.
I've never had smoked marlin, let alone smoked fish for breakfast, but while it may not be traditional, I know if Marco is cooking it up, it's going to be great. We did get a little rain off and on during this trip, but nothing that lasted for more than a few minutes. The temperature during the day was actually perfect, which allowed Marco to do plenty of cooking outside. The smell of that smoked marlin, oh my gosh, man, what a great smell. Wow. Crispiness of that tortilla, the melty cheese. Guys, I'm telling you, that smoked marlin, the smell and the taste, it's on point. Nice job, buddy. Great breakfast. What a beautiful morning already. Having some coffee, just watching the waves, just taking a moment just to enjoy it. That was awesome this morning. We did get a little bit of rain, but that didn't dampen our spirits, but we do expect a little bit of weather off and on during this trip. And then Marco cooking up that smoked marlin this morning. Oh my gosh, guys, you have no idea how good that smelled and tasted. It was delicious. The group of people that I'm with here this morning are awesome. We're not in any rush. We're gonna relax and enjoy this because why wouldn't you? And then we're gonna head a little further south and hit some sandy beaches, and I'm excited to see what we can find because where we're going today and tomorrow I've never been to, and that is what this adventure is all about, exploring new places in Baja. So we're gonna go relax for a little bit and then we'll pack up and head out of here.
Thank you.
Before leaving town and heading south where it's much more rural, we did stop off and top off our fuel tanks. Now, the Wrangler diesel has been getting about 25 miles to the gallon, so I didn't really need fuel, but it's always best to top off when you're on a long trip like this. But I did have a slight challenge. Let me explain. All right, we just left Ensenada and now we're traveling through this beautiful backcountry on our way to the coast a little further south. I just want to talk about that fuel stop that we just made. It was very interesting because the first pump I went to had a very big diesel nozzle, and so that must be for big trucks or whatever, and so they had me go around to the other side where the diesel nozzle was smaller, but I almost wonder if it was too small because they couldn't get it in there. And so we actually had to use a knife to pry into the fill inlet to separate little tabs that are in there. So I just wonder if maybe the fill nozzles in Mexico are just not the right size as they are in the US. So something we'll keep an eye on. I don't know if there's an adapter that I maybe need to carry, but that's something I'll be looking into. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you. We found that very interesting. Okay, we got several miles to go through this beautiful backcountry. I cannot wait till we get to the beach. Over the last several years, Baja has been booming with upcoming vineyards and wineries, and we have stopped at a few and had lunch a couple times over the last couple of years. Keep an eye out. There are some really nice ones to visit if that's on your itinerary. Now, about 30 minutes down the road, we were stopped due to traffic for about 20 minutes because some locals were there protesting in the road for their water rights. Nothing malice here, just some hard-working folks trying to bring attention to their situation. It wasn't long, though. After that, we were finally on the dirt. All right, so we've driven about 80 miles south of Ensenada, and we finally hit the dirt, and we're gonna head west towards the beach and work our way up the sand and go find an awesome campsite. But I just realized I haven't introduced you to all these vehicles, so let's do that, and then we're gonna hit the trail. Okay, leading off our team is Adrian and his family in their 2008 Land Cruiser. Very appreciative of them finding this route for us and leading us. We've got Marco here in his JK, which is running like a champ. Buddy, breakfast, dinner, awesome. I cannot wait for the next meal. Patriot Campers behind him. That thing is awesome off-road. Got Jason here in his JK, very well built. Great to have him out here. We've got my good friend Yost from Rhino Adventure Gear in his 09 Toyota Land Cruiser, and I think we need to do a walk around of this thing because that thing is a beauty and there's a lot going on. It's got some surfboards up there. He's ready for Baja, guys. Got Paula and David and their pups back here, Eric and Jen, and they've got their new little pup, Leroy. Unfortunately, he found that koala cactus. And then got the Wrangler diesel, which has been getting great gas mileage. Okay, let's go have some fun on the dirt. What do you say? just left that beach and we were having a blast out there, kicking up the sand. That was a good time out there. Now we are heading north to a camping beach location that Adrian has already pre-selected, and we are on a section of this year's Baja 1000, which is really cool to think that vehicles are just flying through here super fast and we're doing 15, 20 miles an hour. But I'll tell you, you know, stock tires, stock suspension, it's doing okay. I'm not upset about it. Bigger tires make for smaller holes and smaller rocks, but this is doing just fine on this adventure. I can't wait to get to this campsite. Well, we made it, everyone, with just a little bit of daylight left, and this is our amazing campsite for the night. We got great shelter from the wind. There's actually no wind right here. And then we have this entire beach with this beautiful surf all to ourselves. I cannot wait to see what it looks like in the morning. This is what Baja camping is all about. This spectacular secluded beach is located northwest of Puerto Colonet, and the drive to this site and the many miles of trails along the coast are worth making the trip out here. We had this entire beach to ourselves, and these beaches are not like the ones you'll find in the US. There's no lifeguard on duty out here, and there's plenty of seaweed that's been washed up to the shore, but this is just one of many hidden gems you'll find out here on the Baja coast. The sun began to set soon after we arrived, and dinner was nothing special this evening, just some quick, simple meals. As I was walking around, I was admiring Yost's red lights that he had, and I have to say I really like them. If you know anything about red lights, they don't mess up your night vision, and it also seems to not attract so many bugs. This is something I may consider doing in the future. After everyone had dinner, it was time to gather around the campfire. It was a little chilly this evening, so a little warmth and some great conversation was the perfect end to a day. Good morning, guys. It was a beautiful night. The waves crashing on the ocean, just sleeping to that sound. It was amazing. Now, I'm making some breakfast this morning, making some breakfast sandwiches. Of course, we've got some coffee. We did get a little rain, but thankfully Marco's got his massive awning up, so we're plenty dry. Now, we're trying to decide on what we want to do. Do we want to stay at this beautiful, amazing beach for the rest of the day, or do we want to go explore? So that's a debate we'll have after we have some more coffee. So after 4 good hot cups of coffee, some good breakfast sandwiches, as a team, we've decided that we're gonna stay here the full day and just relax, because why wouldn't you? I mean, we have this entire beach, this beautiful beach, all to ourselves. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna chill out here today, and then we will worry about making our way home tomorrow. Now, one cool thing is, you know, I'm from the Pacific Northwest, up in Washington, Oregon. That's where I grew up, and the beaches are almost just like this. The gray sand, the crashing cold water. It's a different contrast than what we normally do on the east side of Baja, where it's those white sands and the calm, warm water. It's kind of cool to be out here. This is kind of the beach I'm used to, and to be able to just spend the day out here and relax, enjoy it, well, this is gonna be a good day. Okay guys, you have seen most of the vehicles that we're out here camping with on the channel before, but this one you have not seen, and so I stole Yost from relaxing and I said, dude, let's just take a quick look at your vehicle. But before we talk about it, man, you got the surfboards, you were out this morning, how did that go?
Yeah, I had a great time out there. There's a lot of swell right now, a little bit disorganized, but hey, you can't beat a day out on the surf. So super stoked we did that this morning.
Nice. So maybe you try it again tonight or tomorrow
Absolutely.
morning?
We'll see what the sunset looks like, or maybe another dawn patrol this morning for sure.
Yeah, awesome. All right, now give us the down and dirty, what make and model we have here, and then show us your truck.
Absolutely. So this is a 2009 200 Series Land Cruiser. We picked this up a couple years ago. Loving the truck. Up front, we're running an ARB Deluxe bumper. A lot of protection. We do a lot of trips down here in Baja, and I want that front protection. We've got it topped off with some LP9 Baja lights. They work great. Come up winch in case we get ourselves in trouble, which we do. Suspension-wise, we're running a full Icon kit. Really starting to dial this kit in. It's a heavy truck, and it does a great job controlling the truck. The front end is a Tundra conversion, so everything up front is Tundra. A little bit more travel. Does allow us to put on the 285 18-inch rims, which is basically a metric 35, running the Toyo Open Country RTs. They've been great. Awesome tire. Obviously, we've got tents. Right now, we're running a Camp King all aluminum rooftop tent. Phenomenal unit. Really easy to set up. Probably one of the most important things for us. We can leave a good amount of bedding inside. Super comfortable. It's got the racks up top. We're running a Merlin 330 watt.
Yeah, you got your surfboards up there. It was pretty cool to be able to mount those up there.
Absolutely. We're bringing a big stand up with us, and it can do that, which is great. Off the side here, you'll see the RLD shower cube. Super convenient if we need to make a quick stop. We need a shower pouch. You need to use a restroom. This just deploys out, gives us a little bit of privacy, especially when we're in like wide open space.
Right, yeah, like the big beach right here.
Like this big beach, exactly. So we'll come around to the back here.
This is the business end here, guys. You're gonna love this.
So we got the back outfitted with a Descent off-road bumper. Ben over at Descent does a phenomenal job. It's a hybrid bumper, and there's aluminum and there's steel. Obviously the steel where we need the strength, the aluminum to save weight. It's a modular design, so we're allowed to put a whole host of goodies on here. I've got my set of Max Tracks. I've got the Outer Limit first aid kit, which we never leave home without. Lifesaver water bottle. So that all sits here, an axe and a shovel, standard equipment. Back here, goose gear system. Awesome convenience factor, really sturdy. We've got an ARB 50-quart fridge. Plenty of food for us and the family. Partner cook stove all slides out. Probably my favorite thing back here. Well, I've got the Manager 30 unit hooked up in here. Battleborn 100 amp hour battery.
That's a whole lot of power.
Loads of power, especially with that 330 watt panel. We can go for days. Which is awesome.
I'll bet you don't even have to turn your fridge off, do you?
We never turn it off. We leave it on 24/7, even
awesome.
at home, in the shop, whatever, right? So it's been a lot of fun. I added in this little stereo. It's actually for a boat. I commandeered the 2 rear speakers of the Land Cruiser, which is normally into the factory system, and I put it in my own little stereo here. And we've just got that kind of always on for the atmosphere. I love music. Can't play any instruments, but I can play stereo quite well. So love it. Love that back here.
Awesome. Tell us about this big, massive awning.
Yes, so this is also the RLD 360 awning. Tremendous unit. We've got a lot of good use out of it. Obviously, it gives a tremendous amount of shade, just being that it goes around the front and the back, but also a lot of protection from the sun. So it's massive. It's got the vaulted ceiling. I'm a pretty tall guy at 6'2", and it's just, it's a godsend for rainy days and sunny days. So love that setup.
And you got a snorkel up front?
Yep, ARB snorkel. A lot of dusty roads. That's worked out really well for us. Against some more Baja lights, ditch light brackets. That's the quick and dirty on it.
Well, there is a lot going on in this truck, man, and I know you and your family have had some great adventures, man. I'm so glad you guys came out, and thanks for taking a minute to show everybody.
Absolutely, thank you.
Marco, I saw a bunch of spices and chilies, and you got some steaks. Looks like you're working on dinner, but what the heck is on your stove right now?
This is a pressure cooker from Men's Grill.
So you're gonna, like a campfire pressure cooker?
Yes.
Okay.
No electricity needed. Just put it on the fire or on your stove. You got yourself a camping pressure cooker.
Well, that's pretty cool, dude. Now, we're not going to do a full video on this, guys. Head over to Marco's channel and go check that out. I will leave a link in the description, but we get to see the finished product, though.
Absolutely.
In the early afternoon, unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to Eric and Jen, Paula and David, and their furry companions. They all had obligations the next day, so they had to make their way back to San Diego a little early, but they did leave us with a nice little treat. So here's how you know when you have some good friends. So Eric and Jed had to head back to San Diego tonight, but they were kind enough to leave us with dessert. Oh yeah, that's berry crumble, one of my favorite camping desserts. I cannot wait to get that on there. Jen, Eric, thank you guys. All right, Marco. Camp has smelled great for like the last 2 hours while you've been using this pressure cooker. Dinner's ready?
Dinner's ready.
Okay, so what do we got?
We're having tacos of birria.
Okay, and so
birria de res.
And so you made them in this pressure cooker.
Yes.
Right there.
It's got
And then you like soak the tortillas in the juice.
just like this. A little bit.
Yeah. And then you've got all the goodies over here.
Ingredients, which is onion, lime, cilantro, and salsa made from scratch.
And Grace got the first one, and
I'm gonna get the second one too.
yeah, the second one too. Marco, thanks for dinner, buddy. This smells so good. What a beautiful morning. I've got my coffee, woke up this morning to the sound of the crashing waves in the ocean. I gotta tell you, that just puts you right to sleep, and then you wake up in the morning like, oh yeah, I'm on the beach. It's so nice. Yost is out here catching some waves, and we took last night's dessert, that berry cobbler, and saved it for this morning, so it's on the stove, heating up right now. We're gonna have that for breakfast. Now, we're gonna pack up here in a couple hours and head back, but there's one question that I wanna answer that I get asked all the time, and isn't it dangerous going down to Baja? And the answer to that is, well, there's a lot of places you can go to that are dangerous, and what I'll say is coming to Baja, you need to be vigilant. My first recommendation is just get past those border towns. There's no reason to hang out there. Get down to Ensenada, San Felipe, further southwards, much more open and rural. I mean, look, we've been on this beach for a day and a half and we haven't seen a soul out here. There's lots of places like this when you get further south. The second thing is, don't travel at night, and make sure that you plan your route accordingly, know where you're going to be stopping, your travel distance, kind of make sure you have that all routed out and then don't come down by yourself. It's always best to come down with a couple good friends. So those are my recommendations. You know, we've never had any problems coming down here to Baja. Not saying that you can't or won't encounter some challenges, but we've always felt safe when we're down here. So there's that. Look, I hope you have enjoyed our adventure here in Baja. We have had a blast, and spending this last 24 hours on the beach, making the decision to not get up and pack up yesterday just to relax was the right decision, because this has been awesome. Thanks for watching.